Those who refuse the gift of eternal life are condemned to wander in the darkness of eternal night. Coming this fall from SJS Direct. The wives of former NFL running back Emmitt Smith and comedian Tracey Morgan are looking to file for divorce from their spouses. And when I take a critical examination of both of these divorces of these formerly prominent black celebrities, it's just female nature in action. Now, both your Emmitt Smith and your Tracey Morgan were big-time celebrities at one time, Emmitt Smith being one of the greatest running backs of all time, playing for the Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys of the 90s, and your Tracey Morgan was a big-time TV star at one time. And now that these men's careers have started to decline, these women are now looking to find men with more resources. So what's happening in both of these cases is a classic case of hypergamy. These females now see that these men's access to resources are declining, and now they're hoping to go out here and monkey branch to another man they believe will have more resources than their husbands have right now. Because these women are looking at the revenue that these men are able to generate right now. And like in the case of a Dr. Dre, they're starting to see the economic assets that this man once had not being what they were in his prime. And now they want to cash out of the relationship, and they want to be able to try to take the half of the resources this one man has and then use that to take care of themselves while they seek out another man who they believe will have more resources than what your Emmitt Smith and your Tracey Morgan currently have right now. However, what's going to happen to both the former wife of Emmitt Smith and the former wife of Tracey Morgan is they're going to be in for a rude awakening, because both of these women have been married to these men for, I believe, at least 2 decades both, and I believe both of these women believe that they still have the looks to try to attract a richer man or a man on the same high level of social and economic status that your Tracey Morgan and Emmitt Smith had in the past. Unfortunately, they don't understand that while time has passed for your Emmitt Smith and your Tracey Morgan, and both of these men have gotten older, they have gotten older as well. And because they have gotten older as well, they aren't the attractive women they were in their youthful years. Both of these women probably still think they have the looks that they had when they were younger and attracted many of these guys like Emmitt Smith. But what they don't understand is after having children and being over 30 and hitting the wall, they aren't as attractive as they think they are, and they're not going to be able to pull the kinds of simps they got back in the day. Because many women, when they're younger, they have a large pool of men to choose from. However, what they don't understand is that when a woman starts to get older, that pool of men that she was looking to get attention from starts to shrink. And as that pool of men starts to shrink, what happens is that the opportunity to get access to the men with resources starts to shrink. And this is why it is prudent for a woman to get married in her youthful years when she's young, because that's when she has the greatest opportunity to find a husband and to stay with that husband until the day she dies. Because to leave this man and make an effort to try to find another man it's going to be a lot harder to find another man who makes that kind of money or is in a place where he would actually even be interested in a woman like Emmitt Smith and Tracey Morgan's former wives. Because these men out here, once they get their economic resources up and once they reach a situation where they become successful and are doing well, when they're looking for a wife, they're looking for somebody who they can build with. And once they're established, they're looking for a partner who will help them continue to build and someone who will be able to help them have children that will enable them to maintain their own legacies. And when you look at Tracey Morgan and Emmitt Smith's wives, they're not in a position to offer anything to any sort of prominent man out here or high status man that like they had before, because those men have the option of choosing younger women. And because they have the option of choosing younger women, they are sitting there looking for a woman, again, that can be able, somebody who will help them build, and someone who can bear their children. They're not looking for someone who has already been in a marriage or two in some cases, or someone who has other men's children, because that woman is not somebody who will be a valuable asset to their relationship and will be somebody who will be a liability because, one, she already has been married before, two, she has children by other men from another marriage, and three, she has the DNA of that other man imprinted on herself, and that DNA and that spiritual bond she has with that other man will prevent that man from being able to have a relationship with that man. And that's where the hypergamy does a lot of these older women in. A lot of these older women, what they want to do is cash out of their first or second marriage and believe that they're going to find happiness in a third marriage. Unfortunately, there is no way for them to find any happiness in a third marriage because most of the problems with her come from her spirit being damaged and her mental state being damaged. And no man wants to come into that situation because he knows that that situation is going to end up in a third divorce that prevents him from being able to build and will lead to him being torn down. So these women, they want to monkey branch to another man, thinking that because they're tired of this older man, they don't see how they're still getting old. They're sitting there thinking, oh, he's an old man. I'm tired of this old man. His resources are declining. I've still got it. Not understanding 20 years have passed, 25 years have passed, and these men that you're trying to chase aren't available anymore. The pool has completely dried up, and those men who you were looking to get involved with aren't interested in getting involved with you because once these men have risen to a higher position economically, they have options of younger women, and the ones who aren't on the market have already been picked up, built their own families, and are not interested in getting with an older, used up woman who has mental baggage, emotional baggage, and spiritual baggage. They are looking for someone who will be a helpmeet and a support, not someone who has already shown that they're difficult, uncooperative, and carry a whole host of emotional baggage. So this whole situation, when I look at the big picture of your Emmitt Smith, I look at the picture of your Tracey Morgan, yes, they have lost money in the divorce short term, but they're still considered catches in the long term for younger women. And these older women, they're thinking that they're going to go out here and find better, or going to find that there's nothing on the market because Again, the pool of men who she was looking to get the attention of have moved on, and she's going to wind up being moved out and wind up completely out at the end of the day, because even though these women will probably get some sort of alimony at that for a while, eventually the money is not going to satisfy them mentally, spiritually, and their place is going to be completely messed up. These women are going to be miserable all alone, and when they see these men moving on, they're going to be more miserable because they're going to realize they missed out on their chance at a marriage, and had they just stayed in that marriage, they would have somebody to be with in their old age. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to learn more about why women like Emmitt Smith and Tracey Morgan's wife remain single, you can pick up my ebook, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, on Amazon and Smashwords and the iBookstore. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Give in to temptation and pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers today.